I have 4 young kids, including twins. My plants are dying, and I have no budget. But I'm launching a third business, and I want you to join me on the journey of starting up. Welcome to Starting Up with Rachael Twumasi-Corson, where I share the process of how I am starting, growing, and eventually scaling a new business. In my work as an entrepreneur, a public speaker, a writer, and a non-executive director, I have people ask me all the time, how do you start? How do you get things off the ground? And starting up can usually be the most difficult part. You have no momentum, no one is expecting you to do anything, or people are expecting way too much from you and it's overwhelming, and you need to motivate yourself to do something when there's no guarantee that it's even going to work out. So this channel is all about how to overcome that, and I hope you enjoy sharing this journey with me. If you've ever dreamed of starting something, but you didn't know where to begin and you thought you don't have the experience to get started, this channel's for you. It's all about starting right from the beginning, right from the bottom. And if I'm honest, it's a little bit terrifying to do this because what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? And I weighed it up and I thought, do you know what? Then you will see the journey with me and you'll see that even when things don't work out, it's really not that bad. I've launched about 5 or 6 different businesses. I've attempted to launch a further 2 that didn't really get off the ground. And I just thought, this isn't right for me. I do believe that this is the right path. However, if it doesn't work out, you will see why. We'll be able to dissect that together. And if it does work out, then wonderful. So join me on this journey and let's build together. Most of us have some idea of how we could start, or we have a starting place or a starting point in mind. And what stops us are usually barriers that feel insurmountable, but they're not. For me, it's my children's sleep and my morning routine. So I'm someone who optimizes my time really carefully. In fact, I've made a time optimization guide that people buy on my Substack. So it's something I've studied, I've read about, I've learned from lived experience how to optimize your time. And as an entrepreneur, being able to manage your own energy and optimize your time is one of the most important skills. You don't have a boss telling you when to do stuff or where to be. You have to motivate yourself. At the same time, I am not sleeping well, guys. I have 4 young children and they don't always sleep through the night, I'll put it that way. And before anyone starts to give me advice in the comments about sleep training, 1, I'm not doing that. 2, we've actually tried everything. We've worked with a sleep coach and our sleep situation came about from quite a traumatic experience when we had a house fire last year, and my kids just haven't slept very well since that. So it's improving, it's much better than it was, but I'm recovering from a point a few months ago where they would be waking up, several times through the night. At the moment, maybe it's only 1 or 2 wakings, and some nights I get to sleep through, but in a way that feels psychologically worse. I don't know when I'm going to get to sleep properly through the night. I don't know when I'll be woken up, and that fills me with just like cortisol and adrenaline at night, making it harder to sleep. Then I end up doom scrolling and just wasting a bunch of time when I could be asleep. So I've come up with ways to solve this problem, and touch wood, it carries on, but I've had a week of decent sleep because of leaving my phone to charge on my desk downstairs instead of taking it up to my bedroom. Or sometimes I give it to my husband and tell him, don't let me even know where it is until 8 a.m. because I want to have a really smooth bedtime and morning routine. So that sounds really simple, right? But it took me months to overcome that challenge and to feel like I had enough capacity to start a YouTube channel about my journey. I had this idea months ago, but I didn't quite have the energy to get on with it amongst all of the other things I have to do. And not having enough sleep made it so much harder. So I don't know what it is for you. I don't know whether it's that you need to improve your diet so that you've got better focus and you feel more clear-minded. I don't know whether you need to work on your sleep hygiene and make sure that the temperature in your room is, below 18 degrees and it's dark and quiet so that you can sleep well. I don't know whether you need to figure out how to stay fit, get your step count up, do some workouts. But whatever it is that you need to do, making sure that you're the best possible version of yourself, that you're the fittest, the healthiest, the most well-rested that you can be, is such a crucial part of being able to feel confident, feel your best, so that you can embark on the Herculean task of starting a new business. So over time, I will share the different ways that I overcome challenges as they arise, which is quite scary to do. But I trust you guys with this information, and I hope that it will help you to overcome your own hurdles and barriers. And there's no way to get things perfect without trial and error. So you have to make mistakes, and you have to allow yourself grace to stumble and fall and to get back up again, dust yourself off and keep it moving. So it's really important to know what your why is. For me, it's about my kids. It's about setting a great example to my 4 young children and showing them that anything is possible. It's about being able to be my most authentic, best possible self. And ultimately, it's about potential. My potential, my customers' potential, my children's potential. And what I mean by that is I'm in the business of hair care. And when your hair looks good, you feel good, and you're able to be more confident. But when you're having a bad hair day, or when it feels like no products work, or you're losing your hair, or your hair's falling out, it can really knock your confidence. I've been looking for new products to use, and I haven't been able to find anything that works for everyone in my house, all the different textures we have. We have literally 5 different textures within the house. My son has hair that's closest in texture to mine. It's quite afro. My twin daughters have curly hair that's closer to being more ringlet-like. My eldest daughter has wavy hair, I have afro hair, and my husband has very, very straight hair. So for a while, we were all using different products, and it was just a total headache. Since I started to solve this problem myself, formulate products that work for all of us, we got a bit closer to being all on the same page. And now I'm taking the exciting but terrifying step of actually making these products available for other families like mine. The idea for Aya Botanicals came to me in stages. So the name Aya comes from an Adrinka symbol, but that has just one A, A-Y-A, Aya. And it's the fern. It represents resilience, it represents bouncing back from adversity and constant growth. And I thought that if I ever do another business again, that is the symbol I want to represent my business. So I actually kicked off with a logo. I worked with a brilliant designer, gave her my idea, explained the concept behind it, and she gave me some different logo options to choose from. I found one that I really liked, and that was the kickoff point for me. Now, with every single brand I've launched, from the first brand when I was 18 to my podcast, Mum Dem Pod, to even my public speaking, training and consulting business, which has branding, it's just not public facing. So the only people who see that are my private clients. But with all of them, I started off with a logo so that I could get the idea straight in my head. And when I created that logo, I thought about the problem that I was trying to solve. And I thought about what my solution was and why this is special or unique or different, why this is something that customers would actually want. And for me, starting with a logo and having that clear visual, having an identity for a brand makes it feel real. It helps you to overcome that first hurdle where you kind of feel like you're playing a game and it's a bit of a waste of time. Whereas when you have an official logo that you can show people, just brings it to life. So once I have a logo, I then always move on to either a pitch deck or a business plan or a business model canvas. It's usually some kind of presentation that I throw together on Canva. I love working with Canva because it's so easy, or something like Adobe Express. And what I do is I put the ideas together. I think really clearly about what is my problem, what's the solution, who is the customer, and why do they need this? Then once I've done that, I start to actually prototype. So this channel is all about Aya Botanicals at the moment and that journey. And the prototype for that, it was similar to the prototype with the Mum Dem Pod, where we filmed a pilot and showed people. In this case, I started off with just getting the scent right. I love when hair products smell really good, and I had all of these ideas about what I wanted the scent to be. I wanted it to be uplifting, but also quite grounding. Started working on Aya Botanicals when I was at a really low point in my life. I had really intense postnatal depression and I didn't really want to get up and out of bed, let alone start something up. I started to look at things that could help to lift my mood. And one of the things that I came back to was aromatherapy. With my first company, the scent was really important to me. And I remember being 18 and buying Petri dishes and pipettes and sitting there and dripping out different quantities of essential oils till I found a scent that really worked, and writing it down in my little notebook, which was actually, I think, some graph paper from my maths A-level. And I wanted to recreate that feeling, that sense of possibility you get when you create a scent. And it's almost like the same as a logo, but it's a what's the word? A factory version instead of a visual version of a logo. So that scent identity, I suppose, was something that was really important to me. And I wanted to find something that would make me feel uplifted, but also calm and grounded. So I looked into different essential oils. At the time, I was making myself a sleep spritz using lavender and other essential oils. And I started to add cedarwood to this. And it kind of built up from there until I found a signature scent that I thought could work via botanicals. Even with the logo, I'd started off just kind of painting. I painted something that was based on the drink symbol I wanted to use. And that made me feel like I could actually do it. So sometimes playing around, just being creative, having fun, exploring the idea is a really useful step to take before you even speak to people about your concept. It brings it to life, it helps it to have a clear identity. And then when you need to formalize it, you're ready to move onto your pitch deck and you already have a clear enough idea that you can write about it. So at that point, I was ready to start to make some samples, make some products, test them out on myself, on my family with all of their different hair textures, and also some friends. And then once I got positive feedback, I was ready to scale up. And that was the next big step. So where I am now is that was all months ago. I've found a factory to work with, sent them my formulations, had my initial samples made up, and I'm now ready to approve those samples and take it to a customer trial, which is exciting but terrifying. And what's really crazy is if you think of an iceberg, most of the mass of the iceberg is below the water. You never see it. It's exactly the same with business. What people see is the tip of the iceberg. So I feel like I am underwater building out this iceberg, and it's so much work, and yet there's nothing to actually share with the general public yet. There's no website. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I probably won't start building that for another 3 months, and I will share it with you, of course, when I do. But at the moment, what I'm getting right is making sure that there's an excellent product that actually solves the problem that I'm trying to solve, that's an actual solution to my future customers' problems. And the only way to know that is to make something referred to as an MVP or a minimum viable product and share that with people and get feedback. So that's where I am in the journey. I hope you will join me to see how it goes. And thank you for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe so that you don't miss any parts of the journey. Okay, the strap line. So I've got safe, effective, ethical, and inclusive, but that's too many words, isn't it? Rule of 3?
Yes.
Okay. Ethical, inclusive hair care you can rely on?
Maybe inclusive first.
Oh, good idea. It's a 4E.
I don't know if you want to rely on your hair care.
True. It's not. Yeah, it's not your mum. Oh, trust. Yes, back to trust. So inclusive, ethical hair care you can trust. That one?
Nice.
Inclusive, ethical hair care you can trust. Bio Botanicals offers inclusive, ethical hair care you can trust. Okay, this camera?
Yeah.
We're ready! I don't know what my hook is. Please like and subscribe so we can go on this journey together, and I can't wait to hear what you start up. Did I move my head too much?